What's up, everybody? My name is Danny,
And I'm Allie.
and another Unfiltered podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about partnerships and sponsors.
Yes, the terminology is a bit weird. We're going to be talking about kind of long term partnerships and sponsorships as opposed to one time post for an ad, one income.
So, what I think is what Allie's trying to say is you would sign like a year contract that you would be associated with their brand. You either get paid monthly on just a consistent basis, or you get a percentage of sales or
yes.
something of that sort. But yeah, that was, these things are very important for streamers, content creators. Consistent income is important
hmm
because you never know where your next paycheck's coming from.
So, first, let's talk about the one that we're not under an NDA. I guess we'll start with G Fuel. How did you land that G Fuel partnership sponsor?
Okay, so my connection at Cinch Gaming was the person who introduced me to my contact at G Fuel.
Okay.
She understood that I wanted to expand and wanted to partner with G Fuel, and at the time I thought it was like what I wanted to do. That I thought that was a huge step for a streamer or content creator because they were associated with such huge names.
Uh huh.
So once I started to communicate with Cinch, wanted to start working with them, she took it upon herself, and because she knew the another person at G Fuel, and then they ended up contacting me via Twitter. We did some negotiation, some minor stuff, and next thing you know, I had a code and everything.
So they were giving us kickback on if people used our code, they gave us a
Certain amount of
percentage of sales.
Yes, percentage of sales. That's pretty much how all of their partnerships start.
You basically have to earn your keep.
That was one thing that I thought was a little weird. No matter how big you were, I mean, again, probably like, the Nick Mercs is the,
Yeah, they pay them.
Summit, they pay them right off jump, right? But for someone that they're just getting in bed with, they want to see if you're committed. And when I tell you they had a lot to ask for
And little to give.
and little to give, granted, at some moments it was, income was still decent because we were pushing it so hard, right? Every flavor they came out with, they sent us it. And, that's pennies on the dollar for them. And if a post goes well for us, and at the time our following was very quickly growing on TikTok, so our value per post was pretty high. And they were just
Pumping us.
pumping us with, hey, here's another flavor, here's another flavor, here's another flavor. And
And
it
it's
just got to the point when I felt like they were just using us.
yes, it was almost a get out what you put in, but also they weren't putting anything in us. I know that sounds so weird, but they were relying on our following, all of us to
Spend money to support me with the percentage of sales. Granted,
business
G
is
Fuel,
business.
I understand that. G Fuel, I enjoyed it. There was probably about 5 flavors that I would probably still drink today.
Yeah.
But the thing is that once our account started to grow and we really started to realize how much value each post would cost a brand to reach out and ask us to post about their stuff, the math didn't add up.
They weren't keeping up with our worth of our account, which is fine. Okay. They kind of thought maybe you're grandfathered in. But then when that scandal happened, we never really talked about it. We knew the inside scoop of what happened and didn't feel right moving forward.
And we're still not at liberty to say because it wasn't.
Yes.
I found out through a source that didn't want me to say anything.
And we would never break that
And no,
confidence.
no.
So at this time, we were on track to start getting like a steady income.
Yep, they were going to pay us a X amount of dollars a month plus sales on top of like a percentage of sales on top of it. But still, the offer that they made was minuscule to the amount of money we were making them.
Yeah, and I didn't appreciate how after we were like, hey, we don't want to continue forward, they just kept ignoring us
Yeah.
and didn't deactivate our code.
Part of the issue with that, my point of contact was one of the few people that got sacked.
Yes, but also even after we were in communication with the new people that they brought on, they still weren't honoring
Yeah, I
our
asked maybe 8 times for them to cancel my code because I just didn't want to be associated anymore. And it was more than that. I mean, I'm sure you can look it up and find out what happened with G Fuel at the time, and I'm sure that information's out there.
yes.
But they didn't even like,
They waited for it to blow over. They didn't address it, and I didn't
yeah.
appreciate that. Like, be hold yourself accountable for your actions and that type of thing.
And the person who, again, one of the few people or one of the group of people that ended up getting sacked or fired was my point of contact. And this person was so hardworking, so on top of
So
it,
good at
so
their
nice,
job.
going to bat for us, understanding our value. But then just to fire someone that I know was great at their job, and the reasoning behind it, again, I can't go into it, but it just, no partnership is worth that to associate myself with a brand that would do that to somebody.
Yes.
Um, at the end of the day, yes, they were going to pay us. Yes, we were making decent money, but again, we were giving so much to make okay money.
And the thing that kind of twisted how I looked at everything was a lot of kids came in chat and they said, "Oh, my parents won't let me buy G Fuel." And we realized Danny had such a young following that when we decide to have kids in the future, I'm not going to let my kid drink that. We still might, but like our
Yeah, no,
kids,
I mean, once you're of age and you can decide what you want to put in your body or not, that's fine. But like again, I don't know what's in it, right? Like I'm not gonna do the research. I'm not like I didn't read the bottle. I have no idea, right?
yeah.
At the end of the day, it's one of these, powder into a water and shake it up and you drink it and you get energy and it tasted great. A lot of the flavors tasted great.
Yeah, they were spot on.
Some of them were dog shit.
The
I'll be
candy
honest.
corn, that was
Candy corn,
wild.
I don't know. They're like, "Do you like candy corn?" I said no, and then they
They
sent it
still
anyway.
said to
So
us.
I'm like, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to post about it?" I was like,
Like, tastes like ass.
"Yeah." I was like, "Look, guys, it tastes terrible, but if you like candy corn, it tastes just like it."
I
But
think I spit it out on camera. I was like, nah.
there's only so much. Like, I really liked like hype sauce. I really liked, Wampa fruit. I
Uh-huh.
liked like 4 or 5
So
Miami hype or Miami Vice or something.
yeah, they were spot on with the flavors, but at the end of the day, the company itself, we just weren't a fan of. We thought we were because we didn't know the backbone and
Look,
behind it.
look. If I was Nick Merckx or I'm a Summit's still like partnered with G Fuel, and they're probably paying this guy such a large bag because he's such a huge part of their brand,
Yeah.
right? For us, what they were giving us, and it just didn't make sense, right? Like obviously we have to be smart with the decisions we make because this is our primary income, right? But at the end of the day, to associate ourselves with a brand that would do that to people, their workers that are giving everything they have, and I know the person I was dealing with was giving everything they could,
Yeah.
and then the incident happened, them getting fired, and I was just like, why be associated?
So what opened our eyes to this was getting other sponsorships and their deliverables and how much they were willing to offer, and that made us take a step back in this G Fuel partnership as well.
When I would say, for instance, HyperX, after that negotiation was done, and the negotiation wasn't like price or amount of money they would give us or anything like that. That 6 months of negotiation that we always talked about before we can actually sign the contract was just little wording inside the contract just to protect us,
Yeah.
protect me a little bit more. And again, that was just my contract lawyer just doing his job. But again, once all that was ironed out and we realized what kind of partnership this really was, and this is how it's supposed to work.
Well, HyperX makes us feel like they want us to succeed.
Their number one goal isn't to make money. It is to help their partners move forward and succeed and be their support, right? And along with that, what works so great with HyperX is we love the products anyway, so the content that would be a part of our deliverables, we make anyway,
Yes.
right? So we're doing nothing different and we're getting paid to do it.
And our contact at HyperX, his name is Sean, is the most amazing human. He he goes to bat for us. He makes us feel like we're doing something good. No matter what we need, he has our back. It's so insane to feel important and cared about by someone. You think you see this huge brand, HyperX,
Yeah.
and they might just, slap their name on something. It's so more than that. They're not just slapping their name on us. They're giving us the tools to go further in life. And they're also giving us this opportunity to do full-time content creation.
Yeah. No, it's truly amazing what they have done for us. I mean, we were on the fence on when it's time to go full time and give this a real honest try. And yeah, we had partnerships like G Fuel and all these things, but we just never felt comfortable enough with them, right? And then once HyperX came around and the amount of money that they were offering us, and it just all really, it was like, okay, this is our opportunity. This is our chance.
And when we signed with HyperX, we signed a clause where basically you can't, we're using HyperX only.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're paying us monthly.
So we took the risk of strictly using HyperX products only and not doing reviews on all these other products that we used to do. And we're like, okay, we needed to weigh the pros and cons of.
But that was a no-brainer for me. That was something that you always mentioned when we were like making the decision. But for us, like, I'm like, I can live without this other stuff. I was doing all of those other posts because it got views and it got content. But at the end of the day, I was spending my own hard-earned money on like these Logitech super lights that, I wanted to do a review on, right? And everyone's like, oh, that's really cool. But then at the end of the day, I still just wanted to use my original HyperX stuff. But I had to do that because, again, we were kind of like trying to figure out what content worked, right?
Mm-hmm.
And tech content was big, and we were getting, some ads to review stuff and to do stuff, right? So we were trying to figure it out. But once they were like, hey, look, like, you have to use our keyboard, our mouse pad, our headphones, and then which was kind of cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
They were saying that you had to use our monitors, and then at the time when I signed, there was no monitors. So then I was like, so I was using my like Samsung stuff and do this thing. But once they came out, they just sent me. I have a 5 monitor setup, and they just sent me 5. And when, hey, we're gonna start a podcast, these 2 mics show up at our door.
Yeah, I mean,
3 days later,
we're not gonna lie. All this stuff that we have, we wouldn't have if the brand didn't send it to us. Like, we absolutely could not afford it. We would not allocate our money.
No. So, for instance, before HyperX sent me 5 monitors for my setup, originally it was gonna be 4, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll set like I'm thinking about doing a 5th." They're like, "No problem. I think that'd be great." I explained that how it stirs up the comments on TikTok. If like, "Oh no, we're all for it," and
sorry, yeah, my foot started cramping out. Shut up.
And one of the monitors, a couple of the monitors that I replaced with HyperX ones, they were from my original PlayStation 4 setup.
Yeah.
So like I'm still was using my old monitors because they're peripheral monitors. They didn't need to be anything crazy, right?
Yeah.
But I would never spend that kind of money on, we're not.
Well, I think one thing that is people think that we're doing so well off and like, fancy, want to brag and stuff. Brands send us this stuff and we're so fortunate, but it also gives off the wrong impression and we kind of just have to deal with it.
Oh, 100%.
And we have to milk it because good content, hate comments and all that stuff is still beneficial to our account, although it sucks. But at some point, people are like, oh, you're spending all your money on this. And we're like, no, brands send it to us. That's kind of how it works and little things like that. And I don't know how to.
I would say right now in my setup, more than half of it, I didn't pay for.
Yes. And that's crazy.
It's crazy to think about. And that's the most expensive stuff. Like my computers, didn't pay a cent for.
Yeah.
Power GPU just sent them. Granted, I had computers that I had before. And then like I've had a set of 2 computers. To
say you didn't pay a cent is kind of wrong because our account is worth.
Yes, but they still get deliverables. We still have to post about things. They get their value after they send us things, right?
Yeah.
But we're paying them not with cash. We're paying them with
our time and
effort, right? So that's still free, right?
Yes.
And we make these posts anyway.
Yeah, that's.
So it's not like we're doing anything different, right? And I think that's where our partnerships are so amazing is because we love their product already. and it just makes it easier for us to make content because we're not even like trying. It's not like, oh, dude, can't we have
So
to make
another
our
thing,
like X amount of posts for Power GPU this
how
month?
did we get Power GPU? Let's talk about that one. How did we
That
get that sponsor?
that one was a special.
It's a shoot your shot kind of moment.
Yes. So we're just wandering around TwitchCon, and I honestly think this is like third day at this point.
It was the last day.
It was third day. We went through this like different way. We thought we saw all of TwitchCon.
And there
right?
was this one booth
There was
in
this
the
one
corner.
booth at the
and
end,
Danny,
and I'm like looking at this computer at the end. And the coolest part about what I saw was that the computer was backwards. And they were showing you the wire management. Not the flashy RGB lights, not the LED screen AIO, none of that BS. It was the stuff that no one likes doing, and it was the neat wire management.
Wait.
And I walked right up to the computer and I just looked at it. And the guy comes over, hey, like, do you know about Power GPU? I was like, honestly, no, but like, I want to learn more.
Okay, let me talk. I was standing there the whole time, and Danny was standing there, and I think this was the coolest thing ever. But we were getting recognized while we were there. They were like, "Hey!"
I was gonna talk about that. So I'm sitting there, or standing there, looking at this computer. I start talking to the guy behind the counter, and it ended up being like the owner.
Yes,
right?
we didn't know that.
So next thing you know, I'm just talking to him.
I think it's a CEO.
Yeah.
Owner,
It's
CEO.
his.
Okay,
It's his company. And I'm just kind of talking to him, and I'm like, this is like awesome. Like, this is like my least favorite part about building a computer is this wire management. Like, when do you guys start? We started talking, right? And at that moment, like, a group of people come up behind us and like, oh, hey, are you Danny and Allie? Like, we would love to like talk and like, and
then he
recognized us. He was like, wait,
are you the people that just
are you
moved
the
to
guy?
Florida?
Are you that just moved to Florida and bought and like made that huge big desk, like L-shaped desk? And like, I'm like, yeah. And he's like, dude, I love that you and your fiance are doing this together. Me and my fiance started started this company together, and she's a huge part of it now. And I was like, oh my god, like, and then we started talking.
You know me?
I was like, this is crazy. And then I started walking away after having the interaction, after like, you know, him watching us get recognized, take pictures, do stuff,
signing autographs.
Like, they asked us to sign
I could
stuff.
not tell you. I felt like I was so overwhelmed.
We started walking around, and then we were like, that was like perfect timing, right? And it's like, maybe he hits us up. We'll see. And then I was like, why wait? Let me go back, ask for their email.
We said, fuck it.
Yeah, we were like, fuck it. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
They say
like,
no.
The conversation was great. He recognized us. You never know, because this was right after another partnership fell through with a computer company that was going to sponsor us. It was going to give me like this huge setup and everything, and it just didn't work out.
So Danny and I's new rule is never get excited about something unless shit is signed.
Signed. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then now we went back. I was like, hey, can I have your email? And then sure, he gave me his email. He asked for my email. And then that night, me and Allie sat in
drafting
bed,
up stuff.
drafting up something in bed. Yeah. And then we sent an email, no response for a few days. And then next thing you know, it was like, we would love to work with you.
And we just started jumping up and screaming.
We were like, this is awesome, because after that, we like did a deep dive into like their socials and everything. We were like, this is a brand we want to associate with. We love what they do. I love how they're like so transparent with everything they do. They stream their builds, like everything. I was like, this is what I was looking for. And it kind of got pushed back a little bit. They were like, look, we would love to work with you. We're just trying to push it to the beginning of next year.
And we were like,
no problem.
No, we didn't say that. We were like, if you don't want to work with us, that's fine. Just let us know.
We thought that was, they were just trying to be like, kind of push us. They're like, no, seriously, it just makes sense for like us to do it at the beginning of next year.
We were like,
okay. And then he was like, and then they started like sending me build lists. I was like, okay, this is really fucking happening. This is really happening.
We were like,
awesome.
Are they going to pull out? Are they going to pull out?
Yeah.
And then finally they sent us the contract, and we were like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, because again, with there was a computer company before that we were going to work with, and it just kind of was word of mouth. Like, of course, we got you. Like, sending me lists of like crazy stuff.
They
like,
reeled us in real good.
They were like, yeah, like next year, we're like, as soon as new GPUs, we'll just put them in your system. I'm like, this is like perfect, you know? And then it was just a phone call. Hey, sorry, we can't do this anymore. I'm like, are you leading me on?
Yeah.
You know, like you're
So
getting me
that
all
was a little
excited.
lesson learned, but it obviously turned out for the better. Power GPU works with huge creators, and
Yes.
that definitely felt good to
But
be
again,
able to be on
the
their
way
roster.
they structure their contracts, the way they partner with people, they know their products speak louder than anything, right?
Yeah.
So they don't ask for much in their partnerships. They just want to be associated with your brand. They see and I was like, look, your build's gonna be right in the back of my webcam. I'm just letting you guys know.
They help people who don't even have computers of theirs.
Yeah, so they have services. You do have to pay for them, but honestly, it's not that much
Yeah.
compared to what they do, right? They can optimize your computers. Your support is open to anybody. And
Our friend just got a computer from them and loves it.
yeah. So, but again, for example, you get a computer, a pre-built from Best Buy because you don't know any better. I did the same thing with my first ever computer. I just went to Best Buy,
Uh-huh.
bought a $1,200 computer with my savings, and that's all I had. But you get those computers home, those aren't optimized. Those aren't updated. Those don't
I don't
have
even
all
know
these
what
things.
that means.
Like the speeds of the RAM aren't like set, and all of those things are important. If you want to you're spending $1,200 on your computer, you want to get every last bit out of it,
Yeah.
right? Performance. But most computers are just, if you just plug it in, download Call of Duty and start playing, you're not getting the best bang for your buck. You're not getting your full performance out of your computer. But they have a service where you can just literally go to the website and ask them to like do all these things for you, and you like pay them like $75 or something,
Yeah.
and then they do it. They just remote in, take care of it, boom, done.
So to reel back into our overall topic, we partner with brands that we like the people behind the scenes. That's
Yes.
the most important thing to us. Is that
Transparency is
Yes.
very important, because I think if I were to ever start my own company of some sort, wherever it may be,
yeah.
I would want people to have complete full access to what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, if shit people are doing the thing, I kind of don't want to support shit
But-
people.
But exactly. But like even knowing the techs that are putting my computer together, right?
Yeah.
I would that's what Power GPU does. They let everyone know, like, hey, this is him, this is him. Look at us. They know them. They're streaming their barbecues. They're streaming their little
Think about
company
it
basketball games. They're
As the
streaming all these
same
things.
concept of us going on our page, you know us, and then we promote a product because you know us, you trust us.
Yeah.
It's the same type of thing that we're looking for in businesses.
Yeah. And by the way, Power GPU's customer service is
The best we've ever
arguably
seen.
the best customer service I've ever experienced. And I'm not just saying that because we're partnered.
No, I
but that
agree.
is their
You're
main
partnered. I'm
concern.
not. Power GPU
Yeah,
is the best.
that is their main concern, and they know if their customer service is good, people continue to come back, and it's working for them.
Yeah, they handle everything with grace. When people kind of do like fire backs at us, they
Mm-hmm.
have all the facts straight with everything, come with receipts, and I like that.
Yeah, and as a creator, they support us.
Yeah.
If they know that this is my income, that if I don't stream, if I don't do these things, I don't make money, right? And they know that, and they made that very clear in the contract. They're like, look, if something goes wrong, you let us know, and we will make sure it's done and taken care of so you can stream.
Without a doubt.
And I know nothing has happened because, again, their computers are great. But if that ever does happen, I know they got me.
And that's a nice feeling. Same thing with HyperX.
Oh, 100%.
Everything, any issues we've had been fixed instantly.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited to continue working with these people.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've definitely had our fair share of just, little hiccups.
Well,
we
we're
live
learning,
and learn.
and we have to go through
Exactly.
these experiences to learn.
Yeah.
But what were some red flags that you didn't know were red flags, if you have to say? I mean, I could start it off if you don't have any on top.
No,
of your head.
I have
Okay.
one. I think instead of a company red flag, I would just think you have to know your worth, right? Because we didn't know our value. when
Well,
we first started.
yeah, so Danny loves Prime. He wants to do something with Prime. Prime reached out and they basically tried to do the same thing as G Fuel. And we
Yeah.
were like, no, 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 not worth
Yeah,
it.
we're not falling into that hole again. Again,
It's almost like
great
a Ponzi
company,
scheme.
but
It's like you're at the bottom of the pyramid and they're making you climb to the top.
yeah, it's like it's
But even
more
when you,
like they want to see your dedication to the brand, and they want you to like go full on
every post
like
about
I'm a Prime partner, I'm a G Fuel partner, and like every post I don't want my this is I think a really important thing that I think a lot of people neglect a
okay,
lot is yes, it's okay to be excited about a new partnership, but you can't have that brand shine brighter than your own personal brand. At the end of the day, if God forbid that company goes under, what are you going to do? Right? I think all these partnerships should be little, like, aspects, little, like, things that support your personal brand. But once, like, that brand is almost like a takeover on your account because you're trying to make as much money as possible, and it's like you're shoving this content down people's throats,
yeah.
that's where things just go wrong.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you are prepared for that to happen because in a smaller situation, we did an ad. An ad is like a one-time post, and you're not really associated with them for long term.
Yeah.
And that one-time post, the company was having issues, and then we got sucked into those issues.
Yeah,
We
so
got past it,
yeah.
but
No, but for instance, just to clarify a little bit, there's a lot of brands that reach out to us looking at our analytics, looking at our following, and they think our following fits their criteria for the people that would use their or go to the restaurants or go to whatever, right?
those are called ads.
Ads. Those are like they pay us to promote a certain aspect of their brand
Essentially
on
a
our
one-time fee.
one-time thing. So they pay us X amount of dollars for us to create a post, send them the video, they approve it, we post it, they pay us net 60.
Or it could be a campaign where we do like 1 to 2 posts over a span of 2 months.
Yeah.
But a sponsorship or partnership is long-term
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
Or
So,
it could be month to month, but that's
yeah,
I
but still,
would steer clear of that.
yeah, no, I would, if you really do like them, the biggest thing is there's going to be a lot of companies as you start to, gain traction on social media that want to latch on early, right?
And don't let them take advantage of you.
Don't let them take advantage of you because there's going to be a lot of companies that reached out and think about it. If they latch on to, they see a account start to grow, right? And they latch on, and again, they're not for all these like percentage of sales companies that reach out and they're like, oh, we'd love to partner with you. If you sell X amount, like you will give you 10% of sales,
I
right?
probably wouldn't do a strictly
Hear me out though, because those companies obviously can give up that amount of money, that percentage of the total cost, right? Because their margins are so good, right? So they're not losing money, but they're gaining awareness
yeah.
through your account.
I
Okay?
probably wouldn't do a strictly percentage of sales deal
Not for
again.
a long term.
No.
Not for a long term. But if you're going to get guaranteed money, if they're going to pay you as a stipend, so usually once you start that contract with like a G Fuel that are doing a percentage of sales, if they see that you're making them a lot of money, which by the way, if you're doing percentage of sales contract, you do have that transparency of knowing exactly how many people are using your code, how much money you're making the company.
Yeah.
And then you can use that in negotiations once you want to go to stipend.
And don't get me wrong, us saying that we're not going to do percentage of sales again does not mean that we think we're above it. We just felt that it was dangerous for us and felt taken advantage of. It doesn't mean that it's a bad idea
I mean, we're
for
doing
everyone.
that now.
For
Power GPU.
okay, yeah, but I guess. But I was saying like maybe.
But again, associating yourself with that brand means more to me than any of the extra money.
I guess I meant so in the sense of a brand asking for a lot of things from you and only giving you a small
Power
percent.
GPU is asking little to nothing because they know that their product speaks louder than anything, and we would make content about it anyway. They're asking for like a few things on Twitter and a couple of, but at the end of the day, just natural conversation. Computers in the back of my stream. We have conversations. My spec list. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, your computers are like, you have juicy computers." I'm like, "Yeah, power GPU." I mean, just alone, I know 4 or 5 people that have bought from Power GPU using my code because they liked my computers.
And nothing makes me feel better than being confident in recommending a place and knowing like just
knowing
use it.
Yeah. I mean, yes. There's nothing better. Like, for instance, HyperX, I feel so confident about recommending their products to people because not only are they really, really well priced, I think they're super competitive with their prices, and the product that you get is if not equal or better than most of these really high end like equivalents.
Yeah, I'm so curious about what the price margin is or markup for other companies because it just doesn't
There's
add
no
up
way.
when I look at HyperX's stuff and I'm like, okay, the quality is the same if not better and half the price.
And the best part too, I really think about our HyperX deal is that how much of a deal my code gives people on their website.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't know they were gonna hook us up like that. That's wild.
Most people, like most brands, like they're like, oh, like 5%, whatever it is. So, yeah, HyperX, 20% off of mostly everything. There are some things that aren't like they're collabs, like,
which is understandable.
Understandable because they have still have to play that creator, their cut, and all that other stuff. I get it, but when I'm telling you guys, like a monitor, $500 monitor, it's $100 off using my code.
Not sick.
It's awesome. Like, I can physically say my code can save you $100.
Code Danny.
The microphone, it gets them $50 off, and it just the Pulsefire Haste 1 is, again, I know this is like we're kind of rambling a little bit about prices here, but it's actually nuts. Pulsefire Haste 1 right now is on sale for like $60, and then with my code, it like brings it down to 40.
I like that we actually have something to offer that is beneficial for our community.
Yeah.
It's not just us getting benefits, like our community is getting benefits, and that's cool. And they recognized that, aspect that we wanted to give to our community, make sure that they got a deal on something.
And, they tell us that people are using our code all the time, and I'm so happy that we can save people money and allow that. And then they're like, oh, I got my headset. It's awesome. I got my mouse. I got my keyboard. Everyone, there's no negatives because, again,
not yet, but
not yet. But now I feel so comfortable about recommending a company, and that's how it's supposed to be. If you're going to partner with something, it's not just for the money. It's not just like, oh my god, these people are going to pay us the biggest amount. We I shot by shot 4 years before
2018, September 2018.
2 HyperX, DMing them on Instagram, no response. I was like, look, I use all your products. I absolutely love you guys. Like, I want to partner with you guys. And I didn't do that to any other company because I was like, I really like HyperX.
Yeah.
And,
that's all the proof in the world. I love using that.
Yeah.
It's you just HyperX just.
No, I love HyperX from the beginning. I used their headphones. I had my first ever keyboard and mouse for HyperX. It was, I'm in love with their products.
So basically how we got all of these partnerships was kind of connections, people coming across our videos. Make sure that you have your email in your bio. Make sure you just keep posting because you never know what will happen.
This is something that I think a lot of people underestimate, and we're starting to realize it now more, is it's okay to post about things that are, that interest you, right? Like, we started posting about like HyperX products, like Logitech stuff. Like, it's okay to do it for free. And then if they do well, right? If you post about a HyperX like Pulsefire Haste 1, right? You can, and it goes really well. Like, you get over 1 million views on it or something, like 500,000 views.
You can leverage that, ask them for a code, ask them to work with you.
So you can, again, find a point of contact at these companies and be like, look, obviously my audience really likes it when I post about HyperX stuff. Do you think we can figure out something about like your next campaign or something like that? It's just another way of it's like proof in the pudding, right?
And it's okay to go after and chase brand deals. I used to be the person be like, oh, they
Yeah.
come to me.
That's
It is okay
yeah.
to go write up an email and send it every month.
Yeah.
Every freaking month.
We're super fortunate now that we have management, but I think we work really well with our management. We have a different dynamic, I think, than most of their clients. I feel like we're
Yeah, I found
really
out.
proactive, and most of their clients aren't. And
I'm
it's
still
nothing
trying to
against
chase
them.
the bag.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, this is our living, right? And we always live by, we're going to try to continue to work and get the big companies' monies, not monies, money,
Yes.
instead of
We want the big companies' monies.
the monies, yeah. Instead of asking our audience for it, right?
Mhm.
So we're continually working and trying to improve ourselves and our content to then continue to grow.
Like, don't get me wrong. The posts that I do now are strategic for upcoming things that I'm trying to get.
Lead into, right? And it's like, it could be anything from like,
Danny shaving his mustache. We talk about his mustache. You guys wanting
yeah,
it back, replying to comments. His hair. Okay. People see
hair
something about his
products,
hair.
cooking appliances, things like that. All of our content kind of leads into the avenue we're going, right? So we can kind of do like a test thing about like maybe gaming chairs and stuff like that and see how those posts do. And then once there's hype about it, it's like, hey, we posted about a video of me and Danny and Allie's differences of gaming chair,
So then we
right?
go reach out to a company
And
and
say,
try.
look, this post got 300,000 views,
Yeah.
right? Whatever it is. There's some hype around what chair Allie's going to get.
We're like, jump on it now, type thing.
And that's more of the singular posts kind of stuff. But again, you could still do that on the bigger scale when it comes to partnerships.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people, including ourselves for a while, we didn't understand that you can kind of go after
You
it
can make
more
your
than
own
just kind of
deals.
wait.
Mhm.
Because we just had our email and our bio, and we were just, hopefully someone hits us up. But I think it's okay to be a little bit more proactive. But again, companies, one of our first things that we did with our management, which I thought was amazing, is our management works the other way. Obviously, they get their campaigns. They, see if they want us to be incorporated in it. They offer our services to companies and things of that sort. But I think the biggest thing that they do for us is ask us what brands and what companies we use every single day anyway.
Mhm.
Because those partnerships are what makes good content.
I think the biggest lesson that I have learned through all of this is, what is the worst they could say? No.
Yeah.
And don't ever think that you are too small to get something. Don't ever let someone say, oh, you're small enough creator. Why should you get that? We were a small creator and everyone was like, oh, why did they get that?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter why. We got it.
Yeah.
Like,
But continue.
Don't be discouraged because of the amount of following that you have. It's okay to try. Don't think that you're not big enough. The worst they could say is no. And then one day you're going to keep growing and growing, and then they're going to say yes.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's important to know your worth and stick to it. I mean, there's a lot of brands now that offer us like almost nothing to do a post, and then their counterpart, their competitor, asks us to do a post, and it's
So we won't say names, but we'll tell you someone offered $500 for something. We're like, nah, that's not
like
worth it.
for what they were asking, and we're like, no, like it's not. It's still a lot of money, yes, but in comparison to what another company would pay for the same video, it was a lot more.
So
Like a lot
the other
more.
company offered 500 to 5,000. Just because we said no. If we said yes, we would be missing out on that. You need to know your worth and you need to stick to it, and don't harp on the deals that you might have missed. Because Danny was like, oh, well, what if I didn't take that $500? That was like $500 worth of CSGO cases. And I'm like, just trust me. Just trust me, Danny.
I know I have an issue with CSGO cases. I know I do. And it sucks, but it's true. Like, again, I was just thinking about it, right? Because I thought there was nothing else going to come from it. I thought that was just going to be the end of it.
Yeah, but I said, trust me.
Yeah.
I chased out the other deal.
Yeah, and you got it. So that'll be coming in the next, month or two?
We'll see, yeah.
So,
But the point is, know your worth. It's okay to say no, and it's okay for other people to say no to you because there's always something coming next. Always.
Yeah. And I think it's important to talk about too is that, for instance, like the G Fuel thing and like the first computer company that didn't work out, we kind of got like, we, I mean, we were bummed. We were like bummed about it. Like we took it like a failure,
Yeah, because
right?
someone says you're not good enough to work with my company, and that's how we
And
kind
we
of
were
were
like,
taking
what the
everything.
hell, And like, it's sad, but it's true. Like we can't. Like I try not to get excited now when things are in the works because until I get pen on paper, signed, delivered, they're on the hook to pay us X amount of dollars for us to make a post, or to be a year contract. I can't get excited about it
Well,
anymore
we
because there's
used
so many things that fall through. But at the same time, we've learned that's part of it now.
Yeah, we used to take no as no, you're not good enough to be associated with our brand. And that's not
It's not
it.
it. It's
That's
just we don't
not
meet their criteria. We're not right for them,
looking for
and
something
they're a
different.
business too,
I
right?
mean, shit. We should probably mention this. One company was looking for a person of color. Danny didn't qualify for that, but I did. But
Yeah.
like that's
They
crazy.
asked, they're like, what's your ethnicity? Like, where are you from?
That shouldn't matter, but it did. So
Do you
you
do
really might
you
not meet the
yeah.
criteria.
Yeah, no. They asked, are you a person of color? Was their real
Yeah.
wording. And
I didn't think
uh,
stuff worked like that, but you don't, if you see other people getting deals and you're denied and you might have a bigger account or something, you just didn't fit their criteria.
yeah, they might be looking for someone of color. They might be looking for someone of like, a couple, right? I think a lot of the deals and a lot of the things that we were so blessed to have is because our content's just a little different than most. The couple dynamic, they're kind of getting 2 for 1 kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Even though like they're really signing me, they're getting both of us,
Uh-huh.
right? Because it's weird,
I
right?
keep telling Danny, I'm like, well, my name's not on that contract, so
Yeah.
I could say whatever. And they're like, Allie, I wasn't supposed to share my contract with you, essentially.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can't say whatever. But I'm like, my name's not there. What are they going to do?
Technically, like, I guess we could say it's like HyperX is signed with me,
So essentially,
Daniel Bartok,
if
right?
I go on my stream and get
Like a Logitech, you technically can
I
take it.
could, but I like
It just gets a little
HyperX.
funky because most of the reason why they partner with us is because of our TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like
It would be a dicky thing to
it
do.
would be a
and
dicky
we're
thing, but we
not
could
trying
definitely
to
do
be
it.
dicks.
No, but HyperX have gone out of their way to hook you up with stuff on your setup, monitor, all these different things, and it's
They
like
make me feel important. I don't know.
yeah, but they're along for the journey. They're
Mhm.
along for our journey. Yes, it's my name on the contract just to make it easy, but they're there for both of us. If you called Sean, he'd be like, whatever you need.
I know.
So
I know.
but obviously you are
Well, I'm happy with my HyperX product. So
100%. But what I'm saying is it's cool to have you a part of it, right? And all of our partnerships see it that way.
yeah, every partnership that you've had has included like a goodie bag or something for me. They're geniuses because I love free stuff. And
You love merch.
yeah, I do.
I would love nothing more. I talk to Sean all the time. They're not like a big merch company. They're not like they don't have like they have some stuff, but I'm like, Sean, do you understand how much I would wear your merch on stream?
Yeah.
Like, granted, I'm not saying it's gonna make or break their brand if I
It's
wear it
just
or not.
cool.
But
Like, yeah, I'm
would
sponsored by this
love,
company.
I would love to just like go outside in a HyperX shirt. I feel like that'd be cool.
And then someone asked about it. Oh, what's HyperX? Oh, that's my sponsor. I know you want to say that.
Oh, God,
that's
dude.
fine. We used to wear G Fuel stuff out. I'm hoping someone asked. I did.
You did. I didn't. I wasn't.
Whatever.
I didn't like.
Are your
their
ears
shirts.
ringing?
No.
Maybe someone's whistling in my ear. Maybe it's a ghost. Please stop.
I can't do it. No way you just did that. But partnerships are huge. And I think they're why we decided to go full time.
They are. It's not. I
And
think
I
they
think
are.
People underestimate the comfort they give financially,
Yes.
because in content creation, there's no guarantee.
Yeah, but at the end of these contracts, my stomach is my asshole. I have no idea if they're gonna renew.
Yeah, so
They're-
that's part of the negotiation, part of the contract. One of the things that we always like to add in these things is once we get like, you know, a month and a half out of the end of contract, we need to know if they're re-signing or recommitting, because this is income we need to try to find other avenues of earning, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, oh my God, I
You
almost fell.
okay?
Yeah. At the end of the day, like HyperX helps us a lot financially, like with our home and all these different things. And if they just said, oh, hey, you know,
See ya.
deuces,
We wouldn't be mad.
we wouldn't be mad because, again, they've done so much for us already. But it's like, where are we going to get that money from
Yeah,
next year? You know, this next 12 months, you know?
And that's the part of this content creation world, and we're not complaining. Let me make that
No,
clear.
but it's something like any business, right? If you get laid off, right? Let's just say you're doing a bunch of little side gigs to make things meet,
Yeah.
and one of those side gigs disappears. You need to figure out where you can make that extra money every month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's important that you need to put that into terms of everyday life, like a normal person, because people just don't get it. It's like, oh, sorry, you don't have HyperX next year, or like whatever it may be. I'm like, well,
You're right. They do say it with so much fucking attitude.
and I'm like, but okay, so if you were like doing a car detailing business and half your clientele just went to some other person, you don't have that money anymore. You have to figure it out.
Yeah. And don't let anyone tell you you're not worth it or you don't deserve it. Respectfully, F them. No. No.
Because these are the people that won't put the work in themselves.
But don't act like if it was like, for
if
instance,
the roles were reversed, like you wouldn't be, yeah, exactly.
yeah, don't act like you wouldn't use 5 monitors. Don't act like this. Come on, guys. Let's be realistic.
A lot of people just don't get it, right? And I think a lot of what you're talking about, Allie, are people that are just seeing our content for like maybe the third or fourth time. They're not our followers. Our followers understand us and they get us and they understand the situation, right? They're never going to be like, oh, Danny and Allie aren't grateful for the things they get. But when we make one of these sarcastic posts that show our monitors that people are seeing for the first time, people that don't know us are probably thinking we're a little full of ourselves. But if people that do know us are like, they're obviously joking.
Yeah.
They're being sarcastic. You
It's
know
like
what I
an
mean?
inside joke.
Like Danny has a 6 monitor in his setup. It's obviously a troll.
Yeah.
But we post that for all the other 50% of the people that don't know us that see the post. And then they start flooding the comments
Yeah, you know what
like,
it
oh my
sounds
God.
like? I dig myself into a hole and then I just complain about it.
Yeah, you do. But you know what posts will kind of get under people's like
I do.
feathers a little, and then but that leads to the next post.
Yes,
Right.
I do a lot of studying on what kind of order I'm going to push it in and then what kind of comments people are leaving. The majority, if I see like replications, I'm like, all right, this video has to go out ASAP to keep up the hype. And I do have an idea of when
If
I'm about to
those-
get bullied the fuck out of.
If those reasons are good or not, we don't know. But
Yeah.
that's what Atlee does, and it tends to work a lot of the time.
Yeah, I'm a little sneaky.
Yeah. So we like, there's little things, but again, it's continuing to learn from other creators, right? Nothing pisses me off more than copying other creators. That happened to us a lot.
We mean copying by taking
Word
our
for word, same thing. I understand themes are a thing. I understand what are those things called?
I don't know.
It's not themes, but like everyone's trends.
Oh, trends. Yeah.
Trends is the word.
We're talking about if Dan and I are having a conversation like, hello, hi, how are you? And they freaking say all those words.
They literally
do that.
Yeah, it's like, hey, look at my setup. These are my monitors. This is my display, and blah blah blah. Or this is why I do this. And then the next day, someone does the exact same thing in the exact same words with a couple. I say one thing, Allie says the other, and it's the exact same words, same everything, talking about the same thing, same joke, same everything. It pisses us
Nothing
off.
drives me more crazy because
We put so much time and effort into thinking these things through and making the content,
Yeah.
and for someone just to come by and be like, okay, here's your lines.
Here's your script,
This is
yep.
what we're going to do. That
Don't
pisses
do
off a
that.
lot. But again, I truly think those people will take care of themselves because, they just don't have a creative bone in their body. They just have to take other people's ideas. And it bothers us. But again, I think brands see right through those things. I really do. I just...
Danny's the type of person who's like, oh, Karma will take care of them.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm like, I got this.
I'm a big, like, they'll take care of themselves.
And this shouldn't be a big deal, but it is because it does affect our content. Because then people come to us and like, oh, you copied them. I'm like, we posted it first. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
There was a point when we got accused a couple times of copying them because, again, just how the algorithm worked.
Yeah.
Like, they saw their post before they saw ours.
I
right?
take pride in not copying people's content.
No,
so that's
hell
why.
no. We will always look at creators and take positives from their content, because as a creators, you always have to continue to grow, right? And this growth is what helps you, you know, grab partners' eyes, like other brands, you know, eyes that may want to work with you, right? But like all the time, right? Like, will I ever, you know, start editing like low? No.
I wish I could, though. I wish
you know,
I
it would be
freaking
great.
could.
Maybe I just like figure it out one day, but maybe not. But again, there's different things that each creator does that makes them different, that makes them kind of pop out, makes
It's
them
okay
grow.
to be inspired, and
It's
you know,
good to be inspired. It's good to take positives. It's good to take ideas.
you can mimic their, you know, style, but don't take their words. That's all.
No. And again, there's trends, there's different things, but you always have to make the post yourself, like your own. You have to show your personality. Don't just act like somebody else.
But you look like yourself, but you're somebody else. Albeit
You have
it
a
ain't
voice of an angel.
I know.
Voice of an angel. But what else?
I think
You
that's
think-
about it for today.
You think
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
you're hungry?
Yeah, I just worked out.
gotta
I was
get the-
pumping the irons.
What did you do to work out today?
The workout that they gave me.
Oh yeah, we have a tonal.
Don't tell people that, because now all of a sudden.
No. So we made a decision. It's completely off topic.
I hate telling people things that we spend
It's
our money
fine.
on, because then we get in trouble.
We decided, we sat down, we had like a couple really good ads one month. We sat down and we talked about it. We said, Allie wanted to get in shape. I wanted to get in shape too. To be honest with you, haven't really used it much, but Allie has definitely got her money's worth.
Because if we get in shape, we get more ads, we get more brand deals, and then weighing it with the membership of gym and paying for that.
And we do live in a community that has a gym and has these things, but at the end of the day,
But I'm timid.
having, you know, a gym in our garage. We don't pull our car in the garage anymore. We just have our garage be like a gym and a place for Allie to work out. And it was an important decision for us. It was a very expensive piece of like workout equipment, but having that guidance of someone telling you what to do, putting yourself on a schedule and things like that, we decided that like it was something I wanted to splurge
We
on.
don't need to rationalize our
No,
financial decisions, but
but it's true.
every time we share something, like
Every purchase with we talk about any large purchase, we always
I'm
have a
not
conversation.
talking about with us. I'm talking about with the people that see our shit and they yell at us.
But this is why we're talking about it now, because these are the things that we thought about when deciding to get a tonal, right? That thing's like $4,000.
Yeah, we don't have fuck you money.
No, but that's something that someone that has fuck you money says, oh, I'm going to go and buy. But our thought process was like, look, we both need that somebody just to tell us what to do. My entire life, yes, I was in really good shape. I was fucking chiseled. I looked amazing. I like did the whole like modeling thing with my shirt off, the whole thing I did. But I did that because I was always a guinea pig in whatever team I was on at the time. And they told me what to eat, what workouts to do, what weight to do. They racked my shit for me. I didn't have to do shit. I was just someone else's, my athletic trainer's just guinea pig. And I just got fit and strong and I looked great. But like after that, like, yeah, I can always mimic what they taught me and did. But like still having someone tell you what to do every day and just like, okay, you have to do this amount of reps and then it sets the weight for you and do all this stuff.
Yes.
That's what I was looking for. And I think Allie needed that guidance too of just learning. She just wasn't educated on the whole lifting aspect and like how that can correlate in losing weight and doing these
And the main
different things
selling
too.
thing for us is that we could take it anywhere, but we could also resell it for what we bought it for.
Yeah, because it's very popular and everyone, it's the same thing. It's like when we got our workout bike, we scourged Facebook and we drove like an hour to get a workout bike.
But we can resell it for what we bought it
Yeah,
for.
because it was a tonal. No, what is
Peloton.
it? A Peloton, because those hold value, right? So like, yes, it's an investment, but they hold value. And
We're getting so off topic.
no, but these are the decision we made of why we were going to purchase it was because we thought if we both looked better and we were back in our prime of weight and fitness and
Yeah.
look, it would equal more partnerships
And more
and
money.
more money.
Which is
because
true.
it's true. I don't care what anyone tells you. More attractive people get more attention. Sucks to tell you that, and I know
This is going to be so
but it's
controversial,
true.
but
I don't care what you tell me. It's true. If you like looking at what you're gonna just
Yeah.
how it works. So that was our thought process, and we're on our journey. I lost 30 pounds when I got here. You're losing a bunch of weight. It's awesome. So we're continuing to try to get better, and that's why we did what we did. But again, just a little thing.
yeah, these are the
Let
things
people-
that go through our head and why we do the things we do.
Yeah.
It's not like we're making stupid decisions just based off of, oh, I got to get this. It's a huge talk through about how it affects our life and what we could, that's a whole other thing.
Definitely a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But we really appreciate all of the people support that understand us, that get us, that know what we're going through.
Yeah.
And really do just appreciate what we do every day, and we don't take it for granted.
We do not.
We're very happy that this podcast and this stuff is really helping our view hours on YouTube. Our hope is to eventually, meet our 4,000 watch hours on YouTube, so we can start monetizing here.
Yeah.
And again, ad revenue on here and stuff definitely pays a lot better than other platforms. So we're really trying to work on it. So thank you if you made it this far into the podcast. Please leave a like, a subscription, anything like that. That would be awesome. It definitely helps us. And stay tuned for the next one.
Thank you guys for watching. Have a great whatever day it is. Don't know when this is getting posted.
Tomorrow.
Have a great tomorrow.
Have a great tomorrow. And we'll see you 2 days from now again for another podcast. So we
Peace
post
up.
on
A-Town down.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. There should be a podcast every single week. So if you
Turn this off. You keep talking, man.
All right. Bye, everyone.